Welcome. We are really excited about this live stream today because we get to share about an exciting and free opportunity that we have for you coming up in the month of April.
Can you believe it's almost April?
No, I can't. Like, where is time
Where the
going?
hell did March go? Honestly.
I really don't
It's
know.
like the time changed and then we're at the end of the month.
Yeah,
Something-
that really feels like that way. But
Whoa.
at any rate, so April's coming up, right? And we're in spring. We love spring. We want to make this really special and impactful and like the time for new beginnings and lots of growth in the world and in your relationship. And we're going to help you do that. So we're here to share that today. But even more than that, we wanted to talk to you about, for us, one of the things that we believe is like the most important, one of the most important, I think there's three,
There's a lot.
but like one of the three that we want to share today for like changing and improving your relationship. And this is one of the pieces that I think is most often missed in a lot of the solutions
Definitely.
that people try. So
Yeah.
if you've never been here before, my name is Dr. Jenny Wallach.
And I'm Coach Calvin O'Seely.
And we are the co-founders of Powerful Love Relationship Coaching.
Yeah, and we're on a mission to really support committed couples to creating a joyful, and easy, fulfilling relationship with each other. Even if where you're starting is kind of crappy and like at the brink of breaking up, or maybe you're considering divorce if you're married. But we know what's possible to achieve really in like creating a relationship, creating a love that you want, even when you're starting from a really hard place. And that knowing is life changing.
Yeah.
And we're here to show you the way, your Sherpas in relationships. So we'd love to know who all is here with us today, whether you're watching it live or if you're catching us in the future sometime in the recording. Just introduce yourself, maybe share how long you've been with your partner and where you're from. We'd love to just
know
how we're reaching people.
Yeah, connect energetically with you in the world.
Yeah, through the interweb. But yeah, so today we're just going to dive into a conversation about one of the most important and most often missed things that you really need to do and to have if you want to be successful in transforming your relationship.
And that is to learn about relationships. Right? Like, okay, listen, I know this sounds really simple, but the truth is that we're not actually taught how to do relationships well.
No.
Few people have good models in their parents or the world around them. TV, media, movies, like that is not realistic relationships, my friends. Hopefully you recognize that, right? Yet we're kind of indoctrinating into expecting that that's how relationships are going to be in a lot of ways, because that's the contrast. We have all these bad relationships maybe we've seen and experienced in our lives, and then these idealized relationships we see in movies, books, television. And like, what's the reality?
Sometimes idealized. I don't know. Since we've been doing this
work, right?
It's really ruined movies. It's TV for me. I'm sorry for the digression.
No, it's okay. Honestly. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard now to watch TV and movies because it's like, why are they acting like that? Like,
even their attempt at like showing a good relationship is like
not
questionable.
Yeah. That is fair.
Sorry.
That is fair. So, but to our point, right? Like, those are the models that we have, the examples that we have. And if you don't have a different example of how it can be and really know how to do relationships well, then those are your expectations. Right? Or your expectation is that you just should know how to do this if you're in the right relationship, that it should be easy, should be good. That like you should be able to communicate and get through challenges and build this life together and be good co-parents. And if you have a good relationship, then it's going to be good and easy like that. And that also is not true and sets up a lot of relationships to fail.
Yeah, like 50%.
Yeah. And and furthermore, I'll say that like, a lot of the advice that's out there is kind of old school. It's like based on how marriages were in the 50s, or on a really like patriarchal, very white, very heterosexist, heteronormative, very monogamous if you're in the polyamorous community. Like some of it might work for you, but there's a lot of it actually that needs a revolution. Like we really believe that our relationships, how we do relationships, how we think about love and long-term commitments needs an overhaul. Right? Like something's not working and we got to figure out what that is and change things, because there's a lot of suffering that happens in our
So much.
lives, within ourselves, our health, our mental health, our children. I mean, this is like intergenerational work we're doing to change one couple's, one family's relationship dynamics. Like the ripple effects are huge. Now I'm digressing.
It's okay.
So,
It happens.
So I want to share this story real quick, because this was a huge turning point in my life. When I was in undergraduate school, like I've always known that I wanted to learn about relationships. I like picked my undergrad school after quitting one school and like going to the other, because I knew that I wanted to study relationships. Like, what is the study of relationships? I didn't know, but I found a school that had some classes that talked about relationships. That was it. So one of those classes was called Interpersonal Effectiveness Training. And that class, you guys, like changed the entire trajectory of my life. I learned so much in that class about how to do relationships more effectively. I am still teaching a lot of the tools today. I am still repeating the stuff that I learned today, right? Like I loved that class. And what really was such a paradigm shift for me was that it's like, I had this aha moment as I was going through it of like, holy crap, why has no one taught us this stuff earlier? Why is this not an integral part of our education from like elementary school, right? Like this is a game changer. This makes things so much easier. This makes my relationship so much better. This makes me so much better in relationship with myself. And I can be taught it, right? Like someone can like transmit this information to me and I can learn this new perspective and then like apply it and practice it and actually become better at it. And it was like in that class that I think I decided, maybe not even really knowingly, but like some part of me decided that I wanted to participate in like changing relationship education and making it more available for people, because it changed my life. And so started my journey of like going on and minoring in relationships in that school, and then getting a master's in couple and family therapy, a PhD in couple family therapy, plus doing a lifetime of like self-study on relationships.
Continuing ed.
Lots of continuing ed, right? And all of that, like the more that I learn, and I'm always learning. And like, I haven't stopped. I've learned a ton from him that I didn't learn in school. That was like necessary learning, which by the way, I think happens in all of our relationships, right? Like one of your greatest teachers is 100% going to be your partner. And they're going to be trying to teach you some of the most important and most difficult lessons that you need to learn, right? That's why we hit challenges. But it was like, as much as I needed him to teach me and help me like really grow and evolve as a person and a partner, I don't know that I would have been nearly as successful in receiving those lessons had I not had a ton of relationship education behind my belt, right? Under my belt. Okay, honey, that was an important correction.
Sorry.
You're fine. So, where was I?
It wouldn't have happened without.
Yes,
the
it wouldn't
education. You wouldn't have had a place to hang all these life details if you had not had the framework.
And the more that we learn, like both of us now are committed to this like ongoing learning journey. The more that we learn, the more that our relationship gets better and the more successful we get to be at helping our clients improve their relationships, right?
Yeah. So in our coaching program, we have a robust, battle-tested relationship education curriculum, right? It's a combination of all of her book learning and then the battle testing between us over the years.
Stuff that really works.
Yeah, it's yeah, it really just contains only the things that work.
Mhm.
And we keep adding, as we find more nuggets, we keep adding them to the resource list because we know how important it is to continue to keep learning, applying, refreshing, evolving the tools, improving the tools that you are utilizing, because things are ever changing, evolving, and improving around us. And we know how important it is to just improve. So our clients have told us that the curriculum that they've gone through, as part of the work with us, has been gold to them, and a huge major part of why they were able to achieve such success, healing, transformation in their relationships as quickly as they've been able to do it.
Here's the thing. You can get good at relationships. You can learn how to do relationships better.
I'm proof.
Yeah. We both are, honey. I mean, like, you can become a master of yourself, and you can improve your ability and capacity to love, right? Like, but you have to learn how.
Yeah. And when you know better, you can do better. So when you do better, when you can really get good at relationships, really everything in your life transforms. Not just your relationship with your partner. Like, definitely that's the goal. It's the primary reason why you're doing it, right? But it also improves the relationship that you have with yourself.
Yeah, you can't improve your relationship with your partner without doing your own healing and growth journey.
Yeah, you really can't. So, I mean, that's the bonus. But, the other bonus that we've been hearing, it permeates out to your colleagues at work, to your kids and your relationships with them, to your parents or friendships or what have you. In fact, we were just on a graduation call yesterday or last night, and the couple had reflected how cool it was to see that exactly what I was talking about happening in their life.
Yeah, how they were using the tools across all these other areas outside of their relationship.
Yeah, and it's so improving great. All these other like the ripple effects, improving all these other areas of life. So we know that this education piece, this framework, this information is really important, and because we value learning so much, and we know that we're also still students, we don't know everything. We're not experts. We're
at everything.
At everything,
right?
But at some things, right?
But not at everything. Like, we don't specialize in all the things.
No.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of an example, but I can't think of one right now.
That's all right.
Yeah, but anyway, so we decided, because learning is so important, that we wanted to do something really special for the month of April to help all of us in our learning and expansion.
We call it the Powerful Love Expert Series.
Yes.
And we're going to be bringing in other relationship experts to share their most powerful pearls of wisdom with all of us, right? So these are going to be live streams just like this one that'll take place nearly every Monday and Friday in April, usually at 2:30 p.m. There's a couple of shifts because of their schedules, and we really wanted to hear them speak. And the lineup we have for you is awesome.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, no, and what I was gonna say is, I know we're talking about relationships, but these folks are gonna be speaking about relationships from a lot of different cool little facets of relationship, like parenting, money. Sorry, I don't want to give it away.
There's
okay. A lot of
Well, I mean, I think a preview is okay. So parenting, money. What else are some of the great topics we're going to cover in April? Do you remember? The other two that I'm remembering are mental health.
Oh yeah! Oh my gosh! Yeah, that's our first one, right? Or second one.
Second one. And then
teens.
Yep, parenting teens. And then and then we've got someone coming in to talk about intimacy and pleasure as well.
Yeah, and
plus some others.
Yeah, another couple who've been together almost as long as I've been alive.
Sharing about their relationship. Yeah, it's we're super excited to have these conversations, if you can't tell. So keep an eye out for a post each week announcing the next great speaker. But if you want the schedule right away, if you want that sneak peek at what's ahead so that you can plan your schedule, know when they're speaking and at what time exactly, so you can make sure that you can be there, then drop a schedule, please. It's schedule, please,
Manners.
in the
Please, it's
comments.
powerful.
And we'll make sure to send you that schedule ahead of time. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Last point. We just
Yeah.
want to also take a moment to remind you
Mhm.
that if you are struggling in your relationship, or if there's like a part of you that feels drawn to us and the work we do, like
Mhm.
maybe we might be the right teachers and fit for your situation.
Mhm.
We want to encourage you to like follow that whisper
Yeah.
and apply to work with us.
Mhm. We right now our main program is a 90-day high touch intensive.
Mhm.
Okay, so that means that we jump right in with a lot of support, walking alongside you, giving you one-on-one attention
Mhm.
to your relationship. This is through both individual coaching and support, so you can do your personal growth journey, right, and have space to share and process your own experience of the relationship,
It's very
but
important.
also the couples coaching component, right?
Mhm.
So it's the two of us supporting the two of you in really moving the needle further.
On top of that, the curriculum, which we were just kind of explaining, and how
Mhm.
important it is to like have framework, have education, have the ability to learn stuff that you haven't been taught before.
Mhm.
In addition to just like a general container of accountability.
Yeah.
And
It's a high accountability container.
I would say so.
Mhm.
And, with action steps and kind of personalization
Right.
and how you and your relationship can get the attention and
And the
intention,
changes.
the changes,
Mhm.
just general bettering.
Mhm.
So this, the work in our program is not for the faint of heart. Like it's
Mhm.
not like therapy where you show up for 50 minutes and
Yeah. This is a
a week.
transformation journey, right? Like
Yeah.
we're really digging in to the stuff that needs to be attended to, getting to the roots quickly
Mhm.
and helping you pattern interrupt and like shift the programming and the stuck places, heal, grow, expand, reconnect, I mean, all in a really quick and intense way.
Yeah.
And that is not always easy, right? That is not um, a, a journey to just kind of like coast through.
Yeah.
Right?
It's not very chill.
It's a very active, engaged process.
Mhm.
So, like, we only work with people who are willing to do that work,
Mhm.
frankly. You have to be really committed to your relationship. You have to know that this relationship is what you want, right? Even if you don't know how it's going to work, even if there's a part of you that sometimes thinks about leaving
Mhm.
or wonders if maybe that's the best thing for you, in your heart of hearts, you're like, I would really prefer to not have to leave my partner, to not have to break my family up.
Mhm.
That's where we need you to start. You have to have decided that.
Yep.
Most of the time, we want to work with people who've been together for at least 5 years. There might be some wiggle room around that, but
Mhm.
that's kind of like
Definitely there are.
our guidepost, because after 5 years, you've already demonstrated that you have invested a significant amount of time, energy, and resources into the relationship,
Mhm.
and you're probably going to be motivated to like not lose
Start
all of
over.
that,
Yep.
right?
Yeah. But part of the commitment too is the commitment of time,
Mhm.
because the work that we're asking you to do is significant, more significant than an hour
Yeah.
in session a week.
Yeah, it's like a minimum 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Minimum.
I
Two and
think.
a half hours invested each week in like engaging in the program, which includes coaching, the curriculum, and
Homework.
engaging in the
Not
accountability exercises
That's what it
and
is.
so on.
Not homework.
Accountability
That
exercises.
has such a shitty connotation.
It does.
Damn it.
Yes. Yeah.
The other thing you got to bring to be successful, besides the commitment, is courage.
Mhm.
Because, like I said, not for the faint of heart.
Mhm.
We dig into some stuff. Change, just generally,
Mhm.
is sometimes challenging and scary
vulnerable
and vulnerable and
lots
hard
of
to do.
unknowns.
But we're going to be asking you to bring that.
Mhm. Bring the courage.
Yeah.
It makes a big difference.
Absolutely.
And like the courage also speaks to like who you are being.
Mhm.
Right? That's most like the risk of loving, the risk of facing yourself, the risk of growing into your next level of beingness, so
Mhm.
that your relationship can hit that next level of love.
Yeah. The investment for our 90-day high touch program, intensive, is 5888.
Mm-hmm. And
Did I say that
so,
right?
yep,
5
5
and 3/8.
$5,888.
That's per couple.
And if you're interested, send us a DM
Mhm.
with "I'm ready," and
Mhm.
we'll follow up with a couple questions and get started from there.
Absolutely.
Thanks for tuning in. We can't wait to see you next week as we kick off our expert series. And again, schedule please in the comments if you
Yeah.
want the preview copy of like who's talking and when and what about, so that you can make sure that you are there, because the energy of these sessions when they're live is just so much more yummy than when you're watching a replay. And let's face it, a lot of us don't show up for the replays that we ask for on things. I know I don't.
Sometimes I do. But you're
Sometimes you
right.
do, but like a lot of the times,
Sometimes
like
I
I'm
like
like,
replays
I set the
second.
intention and then I don't.
Yeah.
But so be there live though, right? Because like I want you to be in the energy of it.
Yeah.
And
But if you're catching the replay, that's cool too, because you can listen to it on 1.5 speed and get some of your life back. Or something.
I don't know.
Anyway,
You could.
we hope to see you either way.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Thanks, y'all.